morning, everybody, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Please drop in the chat where you are connecting from. We are always curious to see where sellers join us from. This is a Listadum office hours session. We do this twice a month. And today we are going to do a live listing critic session. So the idea is that you drop the link to one of your listings in the chat, and we will share our screen, look at the listing with you, and share our ideas, recommendation, observations with you live in this chat. All right. So yes, please share this in the chat and welcome. Is there anything we can talk about today before we get started? I think I'm going to get started by sharing in the chat. We've shared that a few times already, but I think it's always good to bring it back. We recently created what we called the listing image playbook. This is something like 42 pages PDF with some examples of the different types of images you should be using for your listings, and why it matters. The reason it matters is because buyers are visual buyers. They don't really read your title and description. And maybe your title they do, but the description they definitely do not, for most buyers at least. And so your images, the 10 to 20 images you have, is your opportunity to make the sale. Once people have clicked on the listing from search, it is your job to convert them into a buyer. And images is the most powerful tool you have at your disposal for converting a view into a sale. The different type of images, it's too easy to ignore it and take 5 photos of your item under different angles and call it a day. But there are different types of photos you could be adding to your listing that could help answer questions people may have and generally make the sale a little easier. There is also maybe an ideal sequence like of image types that you can add, starting from your thumbnail to a lifestyle photo, and then you show the core details or core attribute of your image. You show the different variation, you show information about shipping, some social proof. Like adding all this in a sequence can be really useful. All right, I put the link for this in the chat. Do not hesitate to download it, have a look to it, and see how this can be applied to your shop. And hopefully your shop is doing everything perfectly already, but like this can give you some ideas on how to do something differently. Yeah, anything to add?
No, I think we have some listings we can look at. And yeah, I don't know, as Cyril said, I really want everybody to look at listing image playbook. Do a checklist. Do you have these images? And if not, you know your homework. So we're gonna go again.
Yes. So we do these listing critic sessions once a month, and every single session, the main thing we focus on are images. It's not SEO, it's like it's images. It's always images. And this is why we created this playbook, is because we see this is the thing sellers struggle the most with. In any case, let's get started and see how we are faring today. All right, thanks Cheryl to share your listings, and hello, you are in Atlanta in Georgia. Thanks for sharing this listing. So this is a Mahjong bracelet, vintage beads, repurposed with option for different gems. It's stretchy and approximately 7 inches. It looks like you are doing already fairly well because you have the nice in 20 plus cards modifier, getting a bunch of views every day. And it's only been there for 3 months. So this is probably, it's not a bestseller yet, but it looks like it's It's probably
Mahjong is so hot topic right now on Etsy and everywhere that it's like the niche everybody wants to do. So I think this is working in your favor for sure. In 20 cards is a great signal that people want this. Mm, okay, Cyril, continue. Sorry, I interrupted you.
oh, no problem. All right. So first of all, Cheryl, if you want to share in the chat your thoughts about this listing, like it looks like you're already getting traffic to it. Um, but are you also getting the sales that go with it? And what do you think is missing in your listing? Do you think it's your ability to reach more people, or is it your ability to convert people? I'd love to know what you think about it. And a question that you're asking is, should I change my video? All right, so let's have a look to this. So let's have a look to the video. Okay, so it is a video showing the bracelet on an unidentified object, which could be either a sleeve or a glove or something. All right. So to the question, should I change my video? I will answer with two different responses. The first one is that your video is already much better than not having one. And the answer, the reason for that is that most sellers out there don't take the time to make videos for their listings. And so your listings pop in search because when people put their mouse over your listing, the video starts auto-playing. And so you are capturing people's attention slightly more than probably half your competitors or half the people that are appearing on search with you. So this is already great to have a video. Now, when I'm looking at it, my eye is a little confused about what the bracelet is shown onto. Like, is the
Yeah, it's kind of taking away from the bracelet, right? Like
exactly like
you're
my
like, what is this black thing?
yes. So because I don't know what it is, my brain didn't look at a bracelet in detail. It's still trying to figure out what is this. So for that reason alone, I will say yes, you should do a different video. Um, and aesthetically speaking, like yes, like being able to see it actually on somebody's home will definitely help the buyer project, because it's a great tool that helps understanding the size and have like a reference point that is the arm of somebody. You have photos that show that already, but like the video can also help with that. So
But
yes,
yeah, I think I
for
like that it's a genuine video, not just an AI video or a slideshow. So that's definitely working because this product has different type of shines in different parts of the product. So it's showing that very well. I just think in terms of aesthetic, it could be just slightly better.
yes. This is something we say often, but in terms of videos, this is the different ranking you have. So not having a video at all is worse than having a slideshow. So a slideshow is slightly better than not having a video at all. Better than this is having a random video that is not necessarily ideal, and then like the final video where you show the product and it's actually shot in correct light and everything is the best. So like best well shot, well lit video, kind of a bit random. We don't know what the bracelet is shown on video. It's better than a slideshow, which is better than not having a video at all. Hope that helps. All right. So then, because it looks like you are already getting traffic for such a young listings, hopefully the sales are following because you also have many people in the cart. If we wanted to improve the conversion, the answer is pretty much often going to be either price and processing or photos. So maybe we can start with the price.
Because I feel like your tags might be just working for you. You are getting decent traffic. Right. I feel like, Cyril, do you want to just look at tags quickly? Because that's a shorter conversation. I've just looked at the images and I feel like the whole conversation will become about images. But
Okay. Well, in the tag, we see like a good mix here. We see like the thing that pops is that you are on something green. Something green means relatively high demand and low competition. This is a good sign. This means that there is demand for this type of product. No, when we see what's in the tag itself, it's a little bit murky because it's basically a fake tag. Like it's not the one thing that's actually driving your traffic because it's not even written. Unless Marge is an
it
actual word
is
that
that.
people say.
Yes, Cyril. Educate yourself on Mahjong.
No, I understand Mahjong, but like Madge, like
It's
this.
it's uh it's same. It's in the same thing. But yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, so it's if it's a thing and if the word is actually used by people, this is fantastic. This is a fantastic green tag. If when you take a tag, it has like the word that you want that is chopped in two, and it's just some sellers are using this with a typo or something, and it's green. That's not such a good signal. But if it is a word that is being used, that's great. What you see though is that other words that are using the word mahjong in it, one, two, three, they tend to be lower demand. So Mahjong Blastnet is not something that is in such a high demand, which is kind of contradictory with the fact that you are actually getting 12 views a day, which is usually pretty good for most product types.
I think I would also add gift for Mahjong lovers
Well,
somewhere.
you don't really need it. You have like
I
gift
think it's a
for
great gift for
Mahjong
people
and
who love
lover.
Mahjong.
You already have it.
Okay. In I would add it in the title. Just saying.
Maybe in the title will help to position this listing a little better towards the fact that it's giftable. But like when it comes to tag, you don't need to have gift for mom, gift for Mahjong lover, gift for dad or something like this. As long as you have gift for and Mahjong lover in two tags, even if it was in three different tags, Etsy is going to be able to make this combination, gift for Mahjong lover. So this is good the way it is. Okay, so the one thing I see is that you have quite a bit of repetition here. So like the word mahjong is repeated one, two, three, four times. You have mahjong with 2G here. I don't know, maybe it's either it's a different spelling or it's a typo that is put there on purpose. You see, you have here you have the word match that is available two times. The word gift is there one, two, three, four time plus one parallelized. So when we do tags like this, like it's working for you and for a listing that is already getting traffic, I will not necessarily over index on tags, but like you're repeating the word mahjong so many times that it's wasting space in your keywords. You have 13 keywords and as many characters, like as 13 times 20 characters, you are using the word mahjong so many times that it's wasting one, six, seven characters a few times that you could be using for more words. So this is something to keep
Yeah.
in mind. Now, because you are already getting traffic, I would not even look at this. Like it's unimportant.
True, but I would just do a sanity check. I would go in Etsy and click on my listing in their stats. It shows you which keywords are bringing you traffic
Mhm.
to kind of make sure that okay, I'm not gonna touch those. But there are always some keywords like maybe gift for mom, Mother's Day's over. Probably they are not gonna. There are some safe ones that you can probably remove, like gift for her, super saturated. I'm sure like those are ones which probably if you want to play with a few tags, that would be the strategy. Look in your Etsy stats and see which things are bringing you traffic and then remove the ones which are not. And then you can also look at the Etsy marketing insights to see your keywords, how well they are in demand, because they have 30 days data. So they have the latest just 30-day window. Like Listadum will give you a year data for keywords. But if you just want to check for 30 days what's going on Etsy, that's a good. And I think it's free for 10 to 15 searches if you don't have Etsy Plus.
Correct. All right. So this was just to look into it, but honestly, your tag are good, and you are definitely getting the views already. So, like, I will not over-index on tag. I will not over-index necessarily on title and all
I think I would
description.
change the title though.
Adjunct bracelet. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. So, like, your primary keyword is in the front. It looks
I
good to
mean, but
me.
with
Vintage
option
bead
for
repurpose with
gems,
option for gems.
stretchy
Stretch.
approximately. I mean, these are, I would probably add like gift for mahjong lover. Like, this is a detail that's stretchy approximately 7 inch and all. They need to be in the listing images.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have it here unless Etsy is triggering an Etsy visibility issue and tells you that your title is too long. Like probably this
Which
few words at the
90% of
end.
the people ignore.
Yeah, it's because they can ignore it. It does not actually impact your visibility. It's just Etsy telling you that they will prefer if you use a different, shorter title, but it does not actually negatively impact you in search.
Yeah, they
All
will
right,
not
let's have a look to
penalize
the
you for it.
exactly. Let's have a look to the images. So, like we said, the images is probably one of the most important thing for your conversions. So here, if you want more conversion, I will 100% look at the images. The first thing I see at a glance is that you have very good quality images. So that's already really good here. These are pretty images. This one, I am not entirely sure what it is for. Vintage jewelry repurposed. Many of the beads come from my mother's or friends' grandmother jewelry boxes. Okay, so there's something that explains what this is about. You have a social proof of sort image, although it is a little simplistic here. Thank you for supporting my small business. So you're showing how it's going to be delivered and packaged. And then you have photo. I like this photo because somebody is actually playing mahjong here. So that's good. Some detailed photo. And then you have a whole lot of like very close detail photos showing the bracelet under different angles. And it continues. And you have more and more and more. Okay. Nia, take it away.
Okay, I think the first thing is that I would create an image with size, where you're measuring how, like, I think it's 7 inches total, but I don't really, I mean, it's confusing to me, but I know it's stretchy and all these details can just be in one slide. Stretchy, fits all sizes, it's approximately 7 inches. Um, Also, it's unclear to me what is bling. Right, Sarah?
Well, it's the type of beads that are going to be used. Um,
So they are not really labeled in the images.
yeah, so the images are not necessarily telling you like as I was looking at the different images, I was kind of unclear about what I'm going to receive. Like, it's unclear, am I going to receive exactly the bracelet or am I not? Is it going to be something completely different? Then I fell onto this image that says that the beads are repurposed from your mother's or friend grandmother's jewelry boxes, which sounds lovely in principle, but then created doubt in my mind of like, am I going to receive something random uh, that doesn't look at all what's on the photo? Like, this photo looks great. What if I want exactly this bracelet? Am I going to get exactly this bracelet, or am I going to get another composition based on the beads available? That isn't clear from the photo and listing.
I guess my question is also like, do you receive questions in customer support for this product? Like people asking clarifying questions.
No, I've never received any questions.
Okay.
Okay. Well, all right. I guess it is time to open the Etsy listing image playbook that we've been talking about a little bit, just to talk a little bit about structure of the images in order to help you convert better. So right now, so there are different types of images, as you know. The different type might are described somewhere around there. Okay, so where do we have? So we have like the term, okay, the different type of infographics. So like we have like the main feature, key benefits. We have the what's included. We have the size guide, the size reference. We have the different variation and option that you can have, the how it's made, the process, the material and quality details, some lifestyle scenarios, use cases, packaging, giftability, shipping, social proof, the customer love, the brand story, mission. So as you can see, like, they have different types here. When I look at your listings, and so this is how I will classify that. So this is your thumbnail. Your thumbnail is great. It shows exactly what it is. Second image, it is another thumbnail looking thing, but it shows something different from the main thumbnail. So we could consider that maybe a variation. This looks like a lifestyle image, another lifestyle image. This is another almost lifestyle image, cute picture. This one, it's still hard. Like, is it something like maybe like something about your shop?
No, it says filled with memories, treasures, and a little bit of.
Yes, but it does not help me understand what the product is.
Okay.
There's this that is maybe like something like about like why is this product unique? So that's an image type that is useful, but like I said, it brings a little bit of confusion. Here we have social proof. Here we have like packaging, what's included, how it looks like when you actually get it. Another lifestyle image. And these are like close-up details, close-up detail. Another kind of thumbnail-looking image. Another close-up, another close-up, another close-up, another close-up, another close-up, another close-up, another close-up. Okay, so your images are skewing heavily towards a lot of close-up and a lot of lifestyle images, but they are not answering the questions people may have. And so this is why if you go at the top here, we kind of like recommend to go through a sequence of images. So for instance, you start with your thumbnail, then you add 1 or 2 lifestyle in-use images. So you have some of these already where
The one
somebody is
which
actually
playing
wearing.
mahjong is like the best image for
Yeah,
this
it
one.
is.
Yeah.
It is a pretty good. It's definitely worth doing it. Then you want 1 detailed close-up image, not 5 in a row. 1 or maybe 2 if you have 2 details that you want to highlight. I will actually recommend these images to be annotated and do not be just a close-up image. So, for instance, what like when we look at this close-up image that is here, what is it that you are showing us? And I will annotate this. If we are using this one or this one, whichever, like annotate it, put a little arrow there that says like golden mahjong tile, or like these beads are something. These are like when you are showing the detailed close-up, you kind of almost want to annotate it to say like to say something, to answer something. Then you want a size and scale reference. So like this is in your title, that is a stretchy material. Like for instance, there is no image that tells us that it's stretchy and that it's approximately 7 inches. So you could use a size and scale reference or a detailed close-up images to highlight the fact that it is stretchy and highlight the fact that it is approximately 7 inches. The process behind the scene. So this image that you have here that explains the repurposed vintage jewelry, it is great, but you kind of like need to twist it a little more into this is the soul of our shop. This is what makes this thing unique. So like right now, it's kind of bringing a little bit of confusion. I find it lovely, but I find it confusing. Because I don't know what that means for my bracelet. Am I going to get random beads, or am I going to get actually the design that was there? So you
And
want
are
to,
they good quality? Like, are they just old or they actually look great?
yeah,
Can
but
be interpreted
what
in
you
many
want to say
ways.
is that it's vintage. It's not like plastic made in a factory just for the purpose of this thing. It is vintage. It is repurposed. This is great. This is the soul of your shop. You want to highlight this, but you also don't want to confuse people. Packaging, what's included? You already have this image where you show it in a little pouch with a little thank you note. That's great. Brand story, again, maybe this image that you have here, you wanted it to be a brand story, but it's a little confusing about what it's doing here. But if you follow the sequence, it will be much further. And I will actually flip it with social proof. So social proof, that would be nice if it was maybe a little more organized. Right now, this is just screenshot of reviews you got, but you could probably arrange them in a little nicer, easier to scan and annotated way to say like
There must be a
people
slide in
love
the
this.
image playbook, right? So like we have
Oh yeah,
examples in the image
we
playbook.
have plenty of examples, I think, of social proof,
Frequently asked
frequency.
questions.
Okay, so social proof, like if you are going to like put screenshot like this, like make it like use an image like this and put the screenshot on top of it to just make it like this. There are different types, like I don't know, I'm zooming, I don't know that we can see anything, where they use
Yeah.
they use images and they use the comment that goes with it, or just sometimes something simpler. I'm actually surprised we don't have simpler examples here, but like something slightly more uh, design that shows that you are a sales seller, and then take the example to show and highlight some of the aspects that has been reviewed by your customers. Okay, and finally, I think there was one last image in the sequence, variation options. So like all these images that you have, they are not bad, but they belong at the end of your listing. They are just here to show um, to show
More
more people that
details.
are more
Yeah.
curious. Like if you just need probably the first 8 to 10 images to show the good sequence and answer the questions people may have. And after that, you can use more and more image if you want. You can help other people continue and project and understand what it is. The one thing I will say though, in terms of um, variations, is that here you have variation. I don't know if you can see what when I'm sharing. I
Yeah,
don't know
drop
if you can
down
see
is
the
not.
highlight, but there are like 4 options on bling. There is red only, no bling, red only, bling it up, multicolor, no bling, and multicolor, bling me. These are 4 options that we don't really know what we are going to get when it is that. So you want to use one image on which you show the 4 different options, like one bracelet of the 4 different options, annotated to say, if
This
you
is with
select
bling.
if you
This
select
is red.
red only, no bling, this is what you are going to get. If you select red only, bling it up, this is what you are going to get. And by doing that, you are going to put the customer mind at ease and make the sale a lot easier, increase your conversion rate. The more sales you get, the more you get a bestseller badge, and the more often you appear on page 1, and so you get more views, and it's a virtuous cycle that creates itself. So increasing your conversion rate right now should be your main priority, and in order to do that, you got it. Our recommendation is to rework your images.
And I think I would not touch the thumbnail
I will not touch the
particularly.
thumbnail. You already get the clicks. You don't need to touch the
Yeah.
thumbnail.
Just touch everything else. Don't worry too much about it. You are getting people in cart, but like conversion is mostly like an image game because people don't read stuff. They will not read your description. They will not care what your title is.
In fact, I
They
don't
only
even
show
know where the
22.
description is. Oh, it's hidden here.
Yeah. There are only 22 or 40 characters shown for your title, which is showing your, the first thing that it's a mahjong bracelet. So everything else needs to be in images.
All right. So,
Um,
like I said, we did not even go in the description because it's hidden. If we don't go in the description, I can guarantee you the buyers also don't go in the description. But some of the information that is here, optional 4 gems, two green and one white marquee shape. Like this is something that belongs in an image
All of this, yeah.
to tell people that this is available.
Like your packaging image where you're showing the package and all, I would put the text perfect gift for mahjong lovers on top of it.
Yeah. This is a
Because
great listing. I'm looking forward to see how you update it. I hope you will take our advice, update these images, and I'm sure this one is going to sell like hotcakes.
And then have you enabled your marketing coupons for like when people add in cart, you send them a code? Yes, no. Okay. In general, like there are these marketing coupons you can set up where if people have added to cart, you send them like, hey, there's a 10% coupon to give them a little push for checkout.
Yes, I have that in place. Sorry, I couldn't find my.
Cool. No worries. Okay. So if those
Perfect.
things are in place, good. Just these small changes and
Small. No, this is a lot of work, and we know it's a lot of work. But we truly believe in what we are saying, and like it's really going to make a difference in your shop if you help people.
It makes sense.
See
Thank you
better.
so much.
All right. Thanks, Cheryl, for sharing this listing. And I'm going to go to the next listing that has been shared by Jason. Thanks for sharing this listing. We have something different. All right. Now, how do we look at this?
it has no views. Let's see why.
It is also a very new design.
Capybara is also, it was pretty big at some point. I don't know if it's still big.
People love capybaras.
Didn't even know that before I started researching Etsy. Okay. Okay, so I guess
Okay, so
I mean, Cyril, now you know all about wall art.
oh, it is really hard to get a new listing to pick up. So you have a fairly new shop, you have different designs, a couple sales there, and you're a star seller, which is great. Great signal. So like you have already passed the initial zone with like no sales, no reviews, and so you already have these signals going in your favor when people come and visit this. All right, it's completely new listing. It doesn't have traction. So the first thing is, so compared to the previous listing from Cheryl that we were looking earlier, that already had traction, it already had views coming in, it was already added to many cards. When you have a listing like this, it is very often a conversion problem. But for this example with the cute capybara anime art print, we have a different problem. There are no views, so we don't know why it's not getting any views. So when we look at this, the first thing we can look at is SEO. So we are going to look at these different things. So first of all, there is the completion score that is given by Listadum that is telling you that there are still things to work on. You already have video, you already have more than 5 images. It looks like you have your 13 tags and that none of them is a single word tag. So it's probably going to tell you that it's missing alt text or something. So it's probably not that. Now, if we look at the tags that we have here, rodent fan present is a green one. That's interesting.
Also, there are 0 Etsy searches for cute capybara anime art print. 0.
Well, people are not going to find that. So like this is a question between, are people going to search for my item directly, or are they going to stumble upon it by searching something else? So here is more like people are going to search for cute capybara, and they're going to, assuming this thing shows up in search, maybe be intrigued and click and get into it. They are definitely not going to search for a cute capybara anime art print by
Capybara
default.
wall art has 328 searches. So
Mhm.
that might be just a better title
Yeah.
than 0 searches. Just saying.
Yes.
I feel like
It's a,
this product was very hot at some point, but
it's I think it still is. People really love this animal for some reason. They're kind of cute, but I don't know. I find them a little creepy personally. Um, they're so big.
I've never seen one. Okay, I feel okay. Let me just kind of hijack a little bit. The thumbnail definitely needs some work because you're not getting any views. So you need to experiment with your thumbnail. Your image is very unnatural. It's not a wall art mock-up I would use. It has shadows, but it's not really putting on the frame and it looks AI. Thoughts, Cyril?
I agree. I agree with the AI looking feel of the mockup, which is kind of slightly putting off, but also, unfortunately, possibly the AI looking feel of the artwork itself, which should not be like if it is completely AI generated, it should not be presented like this. I think personally, it's a positioning problem more than it is a product problem. Like there might be people interested in this anime style and capybaras, but like it's a positioning problem. It's like who are you selling this to? In this case, I'm looking at your title, and you are saying the only thing that talks to a about positioning is this nursery room decor. Is this really something that people will use as nursery decor? And if it is, then your thumbnail should be more nursery room decor looking. So positioning is important.
Yeah.
If you are trying to sell to everybody, you are selling to nobody. If you are trying to appeal to absolutely everybody with this capybara print, but it's actually only resonating for people. I don't know if that's the case or not, and this is why you do your research. But if people that are decorating nursery room, there's a trend that says like we love capybaras for our nursery room these days. That's such a cute animal, and kids love it. Then that's great. But then you need to position your listings towards that um, that potential buyer, that potential use case. And here, that's not the case. From your thumbnail, that's not the case. From your images after that, no, like if you have decided, and you need to find a positioning for your listing. Like if you've decided that nursery room decor is what it's going to be, then your entire 10 photos and your title and your description and everything should be about making a decor for a nursery. And currently,
I
that's
would
not.
say this again. I don't remember. Cyril, do you remember there were like few months ago, I think, there was somebody who joined and she was trying to sell nursery decors. Nursery decor is so saturated. So saturated. You think that people love nursery things and you love to create them. But in my opinion, it's like the hardest market to crack because there are shops. I don't want to discourage you. Like if you feel for it, go for it. But if you really feel for it and you want to do nursery items, make sure everything in your listing is screaming nursery. It's
Exactly.
not just a keyword that
It's
you
not
are
a
like,
keyword. It's not a keyword.
yeah.
It has to be the entire positioning of your listing, of your product. Like you
It
need
can't be
you need to
like,
make your
hey, this is a
product be
bathroom
like this
decor,
is
but it's also a nursery decor and it's also a living room decor. No,
yeah.
if you try to reach everybody, you will not reach anybody, basically.
Yes. The way I would do it is with like a thumbnail here that suggests a little bit more that this is taken from within a nursery. Definitely not all these leaf shadows and everything that looks more like very minimalist decor. Yeah, like here you want something that makes you think this goes into a nursery. Um, and then because it's going to become important assuming you have changed the entire positioning of your listing to be about nursery, the way you are making your images, so like you've changed the positioning, and now your thumbnail and your title and the keywords are drawing more audience from people looking to decorate their nursery. Awesome. Now people reach into your listings, you need to convert them. If you don't convert the views you get, then your listing gets buried to the bottom of Etsy search and it will never resurface. You can not fix it once it's over. In a way, this list it might already be too late for this listing, and it's probably better to create a new one
Relaunch it with new
and
images.
relaunch it with new images, new positioning, rather than trying to salvage this one, because it kind of like missed this window. Like it has like a tiny window at the beginning where it had a chance to see if people like it or not. It kind of missed that window. Anyway, the thumbnail needs to be appealing so that people click. Once people have clicked, you need to make the sale at a good enough rate. Otherwise, Etsy thinks, well, this listing people click on, but they never buy. And if they never buy, I might as well show somebody else in its place in search for a listing that actually converts. So in order to convert, you will need to redo these other images. Similar to what we were saying earlier, this is a lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo. You get it. Then only at the end, you have something about framing, which are probably related to your different options.
But this image is like very hard to understand.
It's very hard to understand. I have no idea what I'm looking at. So you might want to simplify a little bit this image. And finally, a size guide. Okay, so
You can just buy like a markup of size guide. There are plenty available which are much more aesthetic and very true to size. It will show you next to a sofa how big everything is or not, because this is not helping. It's not next to an object or scale reference, right? This wall art size guide.
All right, so going back to our listing image playbook that we've been showing earlier, it's going to be a bit of the same as what we say earlier, but like, so the thumbnail, as we said, very important image to get the clicks. Right now, you're not getting views, you're not getting clicks. That means that your thumbnails, you can experiment with it. Like we said, positioning is important. If you think it's a nursery decor and you've done a research and people are interested in the combination of nursery decor and capybaras, awesome. Then make a thumbnail that make people think, this is for me. I'm trying to decorate my nursery room. This is for me. Then one lifestyle image. The mock-up are nice, but they need to be nursery oriented again. And you want to only have one, not 6 in a row. Then you want to show a detailed close-up of what it would look like once printed. Show the quality of the paper. Highlight with like a little infographic, the fact that it's good quality paper or good quality ink, or that it come framed or something like this. Like you want to highlight that with one of these images, maybe two. The size scale reference, you want to have it. I'm going to show yours again. The infographic images you are doing here are kind of like hard to read. Like just your size guide is that part, but like, why is it taking 15%?
The thing is, I kind of want to tell people that it's okay to do something different, but different needs to be better than what other people are doing. You know, for wall art, the baseline is established that it needs to be like maybe in a living room setup or some setup where actually people can see what 8x10 looks like, what all these sizes look like, and how they will look in my room. That is the whole purpose of this slide, right?
Yes. And so here, like having an idea of size is great, but like you want to put, like when you look at size reference for frame or in-frame prints, you want to have like a point of reference. What does 12x8 means compared to a table, a couch, a dresser, like this type of thing? This is what you are trying to show people when you show a size reference like this. Okay, back to
I
this
think
as
I also have
reference.
a question, Jason. Are you printing them yourselves or are you using a print on demand? It's okay. So, oh, Artello.
The shop is in the Philippines.
I don't know about Artello, but in my personal experience, if you offer 5x7, you can offer it much cheaper. So your first price looks much cheaper than 21. So that's something you might want to explore. I don't know, Cyril, you can finish your thought. Then I have some opinion about the variation.
Yeah. Also, especially if it's a print on demand, there is a huge amplitude here between your small size and your big size. That is probably too big, I will say. Basically, for you, when you print with any printing services, the difference between what it costs you to print A5 and what it costs you to print 24 by 36 is not 4x. It's going to be 2x. And so here your markup is maybe a little too high for unframed. It makes sense after that to have markup on frame things, but I think your pricing here probably needs a bit of work. Yeah. Sorry, back to the images with the size reference. That was one of the image that you have here. The as a different type of size and scale reference or packaging and what's included, it's more like this image that is going to be important. Like this image about the frames and the different options and the different variation that you are proposing, you need to make it a lot more clear. Like when I'm looking at this, I look at this image and I don't know what that means for when I receive it. When I receive it, what does that mean for my frame? Like, what is it even going to look like? I cannot imagine. I do not understand these images. I don't know what it's going to look like. So simplify, especially if your frame are like normal frames, like walnut, natural oak, like here you are trying to do too complicated things with these images. Just take like normal frame things and show the different colors of what that means, natural and walnut oak, and you will be better off with that. Finally, the social proof image is something you can use. You are a star seller. You already have some reviews. Use that to your advantage. Make one image.
Yeah.
You can reuse this image in all your listings to show that people trust your business and that other people should too. To summarize, you have a SEO problem, a position like that's probably stem more from a positioning problem. So if you've decided that this design will fit great in a nursery, make your entire listing about nursery, then your thumbnail will need to reflect that, and then your other 10 images will probably need to follow the sequence. Highly recommend looking at this playbook that we are sharing, and hopefully you will make progress on this. All right. I want
Also,
to... Yes, go ahead now.
I have a thought on variation. So before you wrap up, I just want to talk about that. So let me know.
Go for it.
So, okay, I noticed that your variation is giving too much choice to people. Okay. That's just not recommended. I think I did that when I started my Etsy shop. I'm like, oh, people want to know, but they don't care. They don't know what is fine art paper. They don't know what is matte paper. They just want a good quality print in the price they want to pay. I'm not saying cheap. You can charge whatever you want, but in terms of paper quality, just select one that you like and say, this is what's going to be. Options should be just unframed or framed. Don't give them paper choices. That is just too much choice for people. People don't know anything about that. It's just decision fatigue they don't need. And then in terms of sizes, I would recommend looking at 5x7 because I look at your website, Artello. You can fulfill it for like $8. So you can put it for 15 on Etsy, and that would already help you bring some more traffic. So that's just a tip. If you feel like looking at that. Also, I would say get samples from Artello, Printful, Gelato, Finer Works, because Printful's print quality is very good. Gelato also very good. So you might want to just shop around a little bit. But that's a later problem. That's a fulfillment problem. Right now, you don't even have views. So work on your thumbnails and everything. I shared the Artadum website that you can probably look at for some lifestyle images. Right, Cyril?
Yes, all right. I'd like to present something else.
Yeah.
Although it is currently processing and I am not sure. Oh,
Oh, you want to show it?
yes. I'm just going to bring it back here. Okay, so this is something we are working on at Listadum. We want to help you. We want to help you sellers do better images. Like we said, every time we look at we look at listings and shops with sellers, the number one thing that we say is always images, images, images. It's very often the biggest problem we see with sellers. Therefore, this is what we want to help you and work on next. So one of the things we are working on, and it's not quite ready, so you will not be able to use it just yet, but like it is a way to generate or regenerate images with AI based on your original photos. So like you should be able to take a photo with your phone of the item that you are creating and generate one or more images out of it that tell a better story and that hopefully convert a little better. So the way this will work, this is not finalized, but we'll eventually get there. We give a lot of details to an AI about your listings. We give it your current images, your description, and everything. And the AI starts asking questions. And so what I said to it is like, well, it would be good to reposition this listing specifically for nursery decor. It is for parents, but it goes in kids' room. The personalization is just the choice of frame between natural oak or walnut oak. And this is for mid-range budget. Based on that, the AI kind of generated a plan for how many images should be generated. And then we generate these images. And I mean, this is not perfect yet. We'll get there, but this is already night and day with the type of images you have in your listing. To like, I don't know if it's going to work if I do that. No, okay. So going back to your listing here, like I said, we have like lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, lifestyle photo, and lifestyle photo before having one thing about the frames, before having one thing about the size reference. Well, something like this will already create only one lifestyle image, something that shows the different variation. That will be better if this thing actually had a good idea of what
Your frames will look like.
Like we will need to give it the actual frame so that it knows what it looks like, but at least it shows you the different variation. And here we could try and have this annotated properly. It shows like a detailed close-up that is going to show a little bit of details of what it's going to look like. If you tell it more details about the quality of paper that is going to be printed on, etc., it will give you a better sense of it. And then an image here that is more like a scale reference with the different sizes. I did not provide the different sizes in the brief, but like if you do, you will create images that show the different sizes. Again, this is not ready, and this is why this is not live on Listadum, but you can imagine where this is going. And soon enough, you will be able to create pretty good images based on your original photos. And then, yeah, then eventually you just like, can't wait. Yeah, it's coming. And
We will
then
put you in the beta testing if you want.
and then you could do that and apply changes. This is not your actual listing. I just made a copy for myself. Yeah, and here we go. We create like uh, a listing like this that can really, in our opinion, outperform a listing like this
Cyril, will
very
you create?
quickly.
Oh, yeah, Cyril, that's a cool idea. Once you're done with images, then we can probably create AI videos.
We can
That'll
think
be so
about it.
fun.
We can think about it. All right. So AI Photo Studio is coming soon to Listadum, and it will be available in starter plans and above. And it's going to be an interesting way to create better images and hopefully increase these conversion rates. That's all we want. Increase the conversion rates. All right.
Okay, so we have done Cheryl, we have done Jason. Retha, did you share a listing? Or do you want to share a listing? Is anybody else want to share a listing? We're happy to look at it. Okay, so Cyril Retha shared one. Cool.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Okay, I guess. All right, Cyril. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing a listing with us. Let's have a look to this. So first of all, this is a completely new listing. So it's going to be hard to know if it's a discovery problem or like if it's this listing is going to have discovery problem or conversion problem. So we are going to look at both. It's already getting some views. I don't know if this is, so let's look at the rest of your shop. So you have pretty new shop. So it's probably you clicking around or sharing it with friends or family around, and that creates some initial views on the first few days. It is unclear at this point if this thing is going to have a discovery problem in search. If we look at things here, what do we have? Okay, so we have a rodeo birthday invitation template. This is a Western cowboy party invite. Dust off your boot. It's printable in 5x7. It is available as a mobile phone invite, and it is a Canva template. Okay.
Okay.
And this is available for $4.76. All right. This is an odd number. Where are you based, Reda? It feels like it's going to be converted price.
Seems like it, yeah.
United States. Oh, okay. No, maybe. Did you put 476 yourself? And if so, that's an interesting price point. Okay, so what do we have?
The rodeo birthday invitation has decent amount of searches on Etsy, so that's a good sign. The other keyword is Western party decor. That has 800 searches, so I would add that somewhere in the title. You know, I love that Etsy launched the 30-day insights thing, but it's just like, okay, what do I do with 30 days? It's not enough, but still it's a good indication. So I would add like Western party decor somewhere. It is Western cowboy party invite, so I would do Western party decor somewhere, somehow. Okay, continue, Cyril, sorry.
Okay, so the title, as Nea said, like it's featuring some high demand keywords, so that's great. That means that there's likely some demand there. I am surprised here. So like we have what? Invitation is here. We have the fact that it's a template, that there is a mobile invite. Invite is repeated a few times in the tags, but that's not a big deal. Template is there. Horse. Only 2 times. Like you don't have any words here that are repeated too many times in your tags. So that's great. There's good diversity. That said, your tags are very much about what it is. So it is on the theme of cowboys and horses. It is an invitation, but it does not say, well, it kind of says a little bit. invite. It says the type of event. So when this is for birthday, invitation, any age. The tags are actually good and pretty diversified. I will try and find answers more around the questions of like, what is this? When is it for? Um, and so what is this? When is it for? Who is it for? So like, is it for people may not know yet that they want a cowboy party. They may be just looking for inspiration and are just looking for a little boy birthday party or something like this, and they are looking for inspiration for this. Here it is unclear. Like it's not positioned necessarily for um, who it is for exactly. You can probably find more diversity there. Otherwise, it looks good to me. And
It
we
does
can,
look good. I think that, I mean, it's only 2 days old, so it's too soon to say anything. If I'm looking at the listing structure, it's actually pretty good. Your infographic images are also really good.
okay.
My personal take, very, very small, you don't have to listen to me, is that when your design is busy, your background needs to be a little less cluttered
Yes.
in terms of adding that visual contrast so that the viewer can actually focus on what's important. So that's just a common design principle, I
Yeah.
guess I would
As a
say.
design principle here, your invitation here kind of like in contrast with the background. So it's kind of hard to know what we are looking at. And it's busy. Like you have the invitation, you have a busy background, you have a lot of text, you have 3 different badges. It's a lot of information for a thumbnail. Additionally, I think it's important to talk about the safe zones for
Yeah.
your thumbnail. So I'm going to take this new
Isn't there a safe zone page in Etsy playbook? There is.
mm, okay.
I remember creating it.
Let's see. Oh, it's not taking WebP. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So let's imagine that I'm taking your image here, which is square, and I have like all this text and information. And I'm going to try and put that into a listing. And so we have this in Listadum, where we give you a preview of what this would look like in portrait and in landscape. And you will see why this is important, because and we have like I think if you go to maybe your help center, we probably talk about images here. No. Nea, can you find the blog post that we wrote around listing images and safe zone, please? I think this is important here. Your image looks great in square, but if you go to etsy.com and you type cowboy party invite, what do you see? Here, my search results are all portrait, not square. So now if you look what your image looks in square, like in portrait, well, it's cut off. Half of your pages are not there. Your text you cannot read. That's a problem. And on top of that, it's kind of busy. So like, be careful when you add stuff on your thumbnail, especially badges, especially text, to make something that kind of work in most aspect ratios. When you go in other pages on Etsy, sometimes in search it's going to be portrait, but sometimes on mobile they are going to show it in landscape instead, or they are going to show the square sometimes. And so like you want to see what things look like on different things. So when you have a lot of text like this, a lot of badges, it's going to sometimes be a problem. So Nea shared in the chat, we wrote a blog post sometime this year about this. More specifically, the fact that on Etsy, your image is going to sometimes show square, sometimes show landscape, sometimes show portrait. And so it is a problem because thing gets cut out. And so we kind of uh, provide this little framework here. If you are going to make a square image, which is what you recommend, there is this thing here that is what we call the safe area. This is where you want to make sure your item is nicely in the safe area and that everything that is around is expendable, that if it's cut out, it's not important for people to understand what things are. So like, be careful with that. We think it's an important thing to pay attention to. Now, when I type this in search, Cowboy Party Invite, you see that some listings are a lot more optimized for the portrait search result than others, and this one is cut out. Most things are like nicely centered in the middle.
Yeah,
So
like these,
to
there is a
summarize,
common theme in these previous page, Cyril. Like as I was saying, when the design is busy, the background needs to be very simple, and that's what these all are following.
yes, and you can still keep a sense of like rustic background and design, but keep it simple. In your case, there is so much going on. There's like hat and cake and balloons and leather boots and
I mean, this is a good
clothing.
image. I would just add it like later. The thumbnail needs to be just very simplistic, I think, and
Yes.
in the safe zone.
Yes. So this is for the thumbnail. Now the badges and everything is kind of important here because it is a Canva design. I will say, as much as this is nice because this is looking like the edit in Canva, it looks on brand with what you are doing here. It looks great, but like if you are going to use something like this, I would actually just put the Canva logo. It is much more
Easier to
recognizable.
identify. Yeah.
Like you don't want people to like if they are looking for a Canva thing, you want to just make it pop so that they recognize it instantly and they don't have to do that. So like for this one particular thing, I would actually use a Canva. Okay, let's have a look to the other images. So here we have an image that will probably do a lot better in terms
I
of
agree.
thumbnail, the like especially if it is cut for the portrait thing, is going to look great, it's going to be centered, the contrast is actually slightly better. We have a view that explains that it is available also as a mobile invite. So when you do that, please add a little arrow and say available as a mobile invite, or like put like a
Is
bar
there?
on
I
the
think
side.
there
No,
are a lot of images, Cyril.
yeah, sure. But like here you're not wasting, but like the first few images that you have, you need to convert fast. Like people are not going to go to wait and reach your image 5, 6, 10 to see these things. So like having one lifestyle image, awesome. But after that, you need to start annotating and you need to start showing why this matters or what are the core details of this listing. So here I would annotate and say available as a mobile invite. Here I will annotate and say editable in Canva. What you get, it's great. Okay. So you get like a 5.7 printable invitation and a 1090 by 1920 pixel mobile invitation. It is printable, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is good. This is good. I will just say it's busy. It's really busy.
But it's still good. I would keep
It's
it.
it's very good. I will keep it like this. I will not over optimize and or do anything with this right now, but just know this is busy. When you have to read stuff, you probably want things that are slightly less busy.
I mean, this is a very, very standard product. People know kind of what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like framing where you need to know what details exactly mean. It's like, okay, there's a phone, there's a Canva thing. Very predictable.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice infographics. I think you do a very good job. Just a question for you: Are you Are you doing this in Canva in the sense that you are moving boxes around and making this layout yourself? Are you using AI to generate the full image? I'm curious about that. In any case, these are very good images. Just busy, very busy. Frequently asked question. Text is way too small for these images. Canva, CorelDRAW, and AI. But how much AI is used? Is it just used to make the background and the general assets, or are you generating the entire image? Is my question. This FAQ, I understand the appeal, because we keep saying we want the images to answer the questions people may have before they ask them. But again, very busy. Text is very small. It's more
I wouldn't change
overwhelming.
it though.
I will
I feel
not
like it's
change it,
okay.
but like
Yeah.
if I was to do the next listing, I will not do it this way. Reason
Yeah.
being, like maybe the answer to my question is in this slide, but it is so busy that my brain is like, I don't want to read this. I'm sorry. So yeah, you may want to cut that in 2 different slides, make things bigger. This is overwhelming, and you don't want it to be overwhelming. Okay, more lifestyle photo. Perfect for any age. Okay, the one thing that's missing here is probably a little bit of um, social proof. You have 5-star reviews on your shop. You probably have some written reviews. Just make a slide about that specifically. Either something that talks about you, something that talks about your shop, both. Okay, it's a recent shop, but like it's okay. You have some good reviews. Use that to your advantage, because it helps. This is kind of all I have here. Maybe we can also have a look to the video. So the video is a slideshow. This is great. Okay, I'm going to like rewind and come back to the comment I was doing a little bit earlier around videos. So not having the video is the worst. Having a video that you shot and edited kind of professionally is the best. And in between, you have these options. Like using a slideshow, it works. It's better than not having anything, especially because it moves when you highlight in search, and it captures people's attention for half a second more, which is all you need for people to be like, oh, I'm interested.
I think we definitely, like, we had a session with Linda McDonald
Exactly.
a few weeks ago, which talks about how to improve sales on printables. And she has very good pointers on making videos for Etsy. I would recommend just check that out.
Yes. So like here, if you want to take that one notch up, highly recommend it to like actually print one of these images on a 5x7 card and take a little bit of time to shoot it. Linda's session, she was explaining how she was making very simple video, but that drastically increased her sales in the sense that, so she was making like basically like by printing it and putting it into real people and yours, it really creates a very different dimension when you're looking at it, and it's also great marketing material. So like on top of being a video for Etsy, you can post that on TikTok, on Pinterest, or anywhere, and it can really help push your listing a little further. So if you once you are done with this listing and you are trying to think, what can I do to do them even slightly better, like printing one of them on actual paper and taking the time to shoot that with your iPhone in good lighting, free shots from a little bit afar, close and a close up, and these are like short videos, but they can really help take this thing to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, since your shop is new, you already have very good listing images. That would give you an edge that other people don't have right now. So, and looks like you're good with AI. So, I mean, I don't know. Doing that doing that, just the printing thing for some of the listings that you really believe in, like this one has 800 monthly searches. It's a good product, and it would be worth just making a video, printing it, and actually showing how it will look like.
Yeah, and so like a very simple video is I don't know, you double clicking on July 22 in Canva, like a video from behind your screen of you, like actual video, not screen video, where you just like quickly edit things, click the print button, and then you take this thing out of the thing, it's in your hands, and or maybe you give it away to somebody, or you make like different angles there. Like you will have like both good material for this video that looks slightly more real and that takes the thing a little more into this is the handmade spirit of Etsy more than everything is AI around there. And it will be good material for your Pinterest and other promotion material. All right.
Yeah.
Anything to add now?
No.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Rita, for sharing this listing. And I see that Linda shared another listing. So we are going to go and do this one. All right. Now, what's up?
Well, I think the product is interesting for sure. And as I said, like the images look a little blurred to me. I don't know if it does to you.
We are not on high quality image for sure.
It's 3 years old and it has no views. So definitely thumbnail is an issue. Soup bowls. Let me see how Etsy does with that.
Nautical, dinoware, soup bowls, Ocean College, set of 2. Okay.
Yeah, looks like there is demand.
Are you making the bowl yourself, or are you just decorating them? That's a question I may have. Also, Nea is
Vintage
into
soup bowls.
vintage. Sorry. Okay.
It is vintage. It's in the images later, but that's not clear from the.
It is, yeah. It is not clear from the get-go that this is a vintage thing, and so maybe you may want to add the word vintage somewhere in your title, because this is very different. The type of buyers that are shopping for vintage items and the type of buyers that are shopping for true artisan handmade things, they are looking for things that are slightly different, and they might be more lenient when it's like when your listing tells the story of the maker and how you actually handmade it and things like this. They might be more appreciative of this, but if it's vintage, they might be looking for something different.
I would say just start with vintage soup bowls because that's a better search term on Etsy's search insights. Nobody is probably looking for nautical dinnerware, and that's just not helping. Putting them in the front of your listing is not helping. There's also pasta bowls. If they can be used as pasta bowls. I don't think so, but and soup tureen, some word I don't even know what it means, but those terms are kind of highly searched. This listing is 3 years old, so I would just like kill it and relaunch it if you really want to sell this product.
Yes.
And do much better photography because the product is cute. I mean, I can definitely see somebody buying it.
Yes. No, the photography AI, especially on the thumbnail, is putting off a little bit. It is not. Sorry, I don't mean to be negative or insulting here, but like this is not good photography in terms of like light and quality of the image. So you could make something, and this is true for the other images as well. They are like very small. It looks like they've been stretched a lot, and the lighting could use a little bit of work. So because you are selling, so I'm going to assume here that the rest of your shop is selling vintage items. If your other listings are going to be in a similar way. I will definitely start investing a little bit in a photo box or a photo mat or something where a light to help you make better photography, because it's really going to help. Okay, it looks like you probably already have a photo box for other items or a photo mat. Well, this is an old listing, so you may want to
Just rephotograph and relaunch it as a new
rephotograph with your
one.
new standards, because it looks like although like this was 6 years ago, 9 years ago. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Yeah, I will definitely try
The
and
thing
redo
is,
that in a better setup.
Etsy is very big on vintage items.
For sure.
And there is a big market out there for people who want to buy vintage things on Etsy. So your task here is to make your products look appealing. And vintage should not mean like, hey, it's not like vintage means it has character, it has all these things. So you just need to make it look like desirable. That's the whole game of selling on Etsy for vintage products. And for that, photography is the most important thing.
Yes. Besides that, like, it's like the amount of work you will want to put into a vintage item, especially if you have limited inventory for it. Like, you have 4 left, and after that, no more. Therefore, you probably won't want to, like, this is not the same as if you were selling a handmade or a reproducible item, something that you can do infinitely and that you are going to sell more than 4 times. You will want to, you like to make like all these images that we've been talking about. They take time to create, and maybe you want to create them for an item you have the potential of selling tens or hundreds of times, but it might not be worth to do all this work for a vintage item that you only have 1 or 5 in stock.
But that's the thing we have seen with a lot of vintage shops. Like, they have thousands of listings and things that get sold, and they have every listing is a new task. So the only thing you can really work on is creating systems to minimize your effort.
Exactly, creating
I would
systems. And by
say,
creating this system, the first thing first is like maybe the way you photograph the items that you're going to put on sale. You should create a good system for that. I will definitely invest in a nice photo mat and a nice light, and create this
a
setup where you take your
360
photos.
degree rotating thing, so you can put your product on it, and it you can control it with your phone. It does a 360 video. That's just much better. If you're selling an old product like vintage item, that's just a much better thing to do. And
then back to our sequence of images. I think the detail and close-ups are important. Here in this case, the detail that you show is the back of the plate, the fact that they come in 2, and that's about it. That will probably be worth it to have maybe another photo that is more zoomed in. I have no idea
I was
about.
looking at some other listings too. I feel like your shop has great reviews. You have very good, like you have 1,800 sales. So like if you really want to level up now, you have to level up your game in terms of creating better listings. That's it. It's not about the product. We know the product has demand on Etsy. Etsy will find you people if you just make your images and other things kind of, because you have sales. It's not like you're a new shop. You have good reviews. You can use all those things for your advantage. Look at the playbook, create some slides that will go with all your listings, your how are you shipping, your satisfaction guaranteed. There's a slide, but that one doesn't work. Like, really look at the playbook, see other examples, spend like an hour or 2 in creating those slides, update all your listings with those slides first thing. Second thing is just take your inventory and start photographing them in a different way. And honestly, there are so many videos on YouTube which will tell you like how to very easily take these kind of videos. So this is the time you invest in like leveling up your skill. You already have a good idea on how to sell on Etsy, how to fulfill good orders in a good way, but now just position yourself in a different way.
Yep. And photography is the edge here. Like, you are already able to find good items that people want, as um, as visible from the fact that you already have tons of sales and great reviews, the star seller badge. It all means that the items in your shop, and I think the game with vintage is that some items are in demand, some items are probably harder to move, but like, you want to maximize your chances for people seeing your items in a good light, and in order to do that, just put the good light on it and take good photos if you can. I'd be curious, Nea, do you have any resource on photography and how to make good photos? I think maybe we should make a guide on this at some point to
I made a guide, but I don't like it. There's a playlist on YouTube.
maybe share it. It's
Yeah,
it's something already. Maybe you can make a better version later, but
I think I can make a better version, but for sure, I
it's on
mean,
framing, on lighting, on background, and like, all these things can help. And if we go back uh, to our sequence here, you do have brand story and social proof available in your listings. So that will be kind of some social proof. You have some guarantees. Your images are a little simplistic. You could probably create a slightly better template eventually, that you will be able to reuse across listings. But it's already there.
I feel like it's okay to have these kind of images in the beginning. It's better to have them than not have them. But Etsy is like more competitive by the day. You need to stand out, and then for that, you need to show you are like a shop that can be trusted. And when they see images like this, they don't know what to think about you as a seller. So they'll go to reviews and they'll be like, okay, it's a good review. Let's take a chance. But your images kind of convey what your brand is, who you are. You know, it creates the trust.
And it's hard. Like, don't get us wrong. We know. Like, here we are talking about graphic design and making sure that we are able to create better infographics on top of good photography. This is a job in itself. Taking good photography is really hard. It's a skill to acquire. But like, if there is one thing you can do for your shop in order to get more sales, is to invest in yourself, in your skill as a seller. And to do that, you need to improve your photography. That's what I think when I see that. And I hope that it's going to be work, but once you have acquired that skill, once you have improved that skill a little bit, it should pay off.
So yeah, I think, Linda, to kind of summarize two things. One is just make 3 or 4 templates, not like images of your satisfaction guarantee, your brand story, your reviews, how you ship things that go in every listing. Okay, make sure they are following the same kind of design, they are coherent. You will find it on Canva, so many of them, just like templates. You will find on Canva that you can use the free ones also. So that's first thing. I would update all those listings with that. The second thing is like research a little bit on photography equipment. A 360 thing will definitely help. A soft box will definitely help. These things are $10 items, which will definitely elevate the way you take photos right now. You can just use your phone. So I would say just watch some YouTube videos, get an idea of what's possible. And we are here to help. If you want to ask questions, email me or text us or whatever. Happy to help you there.
And I don't know. It is just an experiment. I want to see what
Cyril is
my
like,
new
let me try
toy
everything
is
on my
going to
AI photo
do.
studio.
Okay, so the AI is asking who is the target buyer? Are they primarily collectors, people looking for unique gifts, or those
I
wanting
think
to
unique
enhance their
gifts.
custom?
Let's just do unique gifts and vintage lovers.
Sounds like a good angle. This is a vintage item. No variation.
Okay, while Cyril is generating it, I think we forgot to announce that Etsy made a change.
Yes. I'll show more on this in an instant. Okay, so after letting the AI look at our listing and existing images, it has decided that we need to make a hero, a lifestyle image, detailed close-up, size, scale reference, what's included, talk about material quality and craftsmanship, etc. And so it's going to generate some images. While we are at it, I am going to show um, some of the new things that I'll actually do that slightly later. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it. Okay.
Okay, this is a little
Right, I was scared. Might be changing colors a little bit, but
yeah, like we want to be very careful when we are working with an item like this that is vintage. We don't want to misrepresent the product, and this is going to be one of the problem of using AI for any type of product ready, is that it is a little easy for it to completely misrepresent the product and make it look different from what it actually is. For instance, it might be changing the color grading, it might be making it prettier than it looks or less broken than it actually looks, or remove a crack or something.
it's
So
an
like
art. It's an art to create AI images, honestly.
yes, yes. And
Also,
so
if you give it more context, it might do better, right?
yes, the more context, the better. And in this tool, eventually, we will be able to edit and reprompt and things like this. But let's have a look to these images. Assuming you were able to take these photos with a camera and soft infographics. Like as you can see here, the infographics, they're not complicated. It's just like a top view of the plate next to a spoon and 2 arrows, 3 arrows. Uh,
Great.
so like very simple, but let's have a look to the difference in terms of images between what we have here of like photos with questionable lighting and a little bit pixelated. You have the right details, but like it's hard to understand what color it's actually going to be versus what AI is generated in this case. But like, let's imagine that this is the type of photo you can do in terms of like layout and how you position the items and things like this. This is night and day. I think this will probably
The
sell
shipping
easier.
box look funky.
Yeah, no, this is not
But if
usable.
you actually ship things, take a photo of that. I mean, these are the things, these are important things. Like how wide is the soup bowl is very important detail. Aesthetic setting is very good to the detail. I mean, but you have an idea what kind of images you can create. And
Yes.
I think in terms of if you can use AI photos, I would say cautiously. You have to be very sure that it's not changing anything in your product.
Yes. So the thing is, AI can make mistake. Please double check generated images. Again, the information on it needs to be correct. The color grading needs to be real. Like if you look at this photo and be like, this is not at all what what the item looks like when I have it in my hands, then don't use it, because you will get very bad reviews from that, and you will get you will get you will get complaints. This is not worth it. But if you use if the AI photo is just so this is why this tool is going to be useful if you come from an original photo that you have been taking. So if you take real photo of your product that are not too pixelated, you take them with your phone. Phones today have very good quality. You take a photo, like a photo or different photo under different angles and in good light, and you give that to the AI, and it should not make a mess out of your product. Here, in this case, it has decided that the lighting was not good, and it decided to make it a lot more vibrant than what you had in the original. Hopefully, the color grading is correct, but you don't want people, when they open their box, to think, wow, this is not what I bought. If this is what they are going to think, do not use AI image.
I think, Cyril, if we launch this, we definitely need some basic image editing.
Oh yeah, we have additional image editing coming. All right.
That's why this feature is going to take its sweet time, guys.
Yes,
but Linda,
it is
this
not
is
coming
the
just
kind
yet.
of product images you need to create. It's giving you an idea, and if you want to kind of play around, Gemini is free to use. You can, I mean, free for some creations. You can actually get an idea of what you can create, right?
Yeah. It's watermark branded, low quality images, and you are limited in use. But that's a good place to start. And yes, soon this will be more widely available, and we hope to make it better. Is that really gift ready packaging to have like Play Stores in a box? I don't know.
But that's the concept, okay? That's the concept.
The
ready
AI is
packaging.
doing questionable choices sometimes. All right, you get the idea.
Okay, we are at type, so let's quickly go through the new setting.
All right, so there are important changes that happened in Etsy recently. The first change is around personalization. Until recently, personalization only had the ability to add one field of personalization. So you could choose whether or not this listing was personalizable. You could choose one field,
text field,
one text field where people will have to write down instruction, and there's only one question or one text that you can say. So like when you needed multiple things, you had to put everything in the same thing. And it was pretty limited in the sense that sometimes for some listing, you need the customer to send you a photo or answer different questions, and it was not possible to do that. So Etsy last week released this new feature for personalization that completely replaced what we had before, where we can now have up to 5 questions. And now we have different types for these questions. So we can choose between a text box, a list of options, a file upload, and a label file upload. So this is very welcome change, because now we can ask, I don't know,
first name, last name, initial,
name of the pet. Let's say that, for instance, this is a pet portrait, custom pet portrait, and so we can ask what is the name of your pet. It will be written on the print. We can say, for instance, we only have space for 30 characters on this thing, and this thing is required. And still for this example, we may want to ask for a photo of the pet. Please share a photo well lit, centered on the pet.
And add up to 10 files. Each file can be 100 MB. And if you make this field required, then and put 10 files, they will need to upload 10 files. So be cautious about making this required or optional.
I think this is maximum files. They will not need to
but
10 files.
So in the image upload option, you can upload up to 10 images. You can label individual images about is it front face, side face, etc. But if you mark it as required, that's a global requirement which will apply to all fields. Like if you are asking for 10 images, they need to upload 10 images.
If they are labeled.
Yeah.
They have an unlabeled version where its maximum number of files. And but like these are like 4 new options. So before we only had one option, the text box, and then if you needed people to share a photo with you, you had to open a chat in Etsy, like a Etsy conversation with the customer, and you were chasing them, asking them, can you please send me the photo of your dog? And then they will respond, or they will forget to respond, and then you are a week later, you have not shipped your item, and you have to refund the customer and cancel the order because they did not share the image, for instance. This is a real use case that happens all the time. Now with these new options for personalization, we will have the photo already available straight after the order. This is kind of a fantastic new update. Thank you, Etsy, for doing that. We love this.
So now Listadum is updated. We also introduced a new profile for personalization.
Yes. And so this is kind of a good place to introduce 2 new changes that we have done in Listadum. And the idea, similar to what we do for variation profile, we now have 2 new types of profiles. The first one is what we call personalization profile. So the idea is that if you have 10, 20, 100 listings that all share the same questions, well, what you can do is ask, like create a profile from these questions and just apply it to 1 or more listings. So now what happens here is that you have your profile. It is here in one place with your list of questions, or and you can attach it to 1 or more listings. Sorry, this is my test shop. It has like very wonky looking listings. And every time you save and update something in your personalization profile, all the listings that are attached to this profile will be updated. So see, for instance, if you want to add a new questions for your custom pet portrait, or if you want to rename the name of the file or the label on the file, upload, it will apply to all the listings that are attached. And while we were at it, we created a new type of profile, which is called the details profile. So in the details profile, we have the fields such as who made it, what is it, when was it made, different material, and the production partner can be all grouped into a profile. And then when you create or edit a listing and reach the details section, you can now attach a profile to the listing, and by doing so, it will automatically apply everything that was in the profile. And similarly, if you update the profile, it will update all the listings that are attached to it. You can do that from a listing directly or using bulk edit. These are really good quality of life update, things that are going to make your listing and templates more composable and easier to manage, especially if you have tons of listings that are very, very, very similar.
Yeah. Anyways, give it a try. Let us know your feedback. This was a tiny update. We are so over time. This call used to be an hour. We made it an hour and a half. And now it feels like we will have to make it 2 hours someday.
We have things to say. Well, I'm glad we got to take the time and talk in details about all these listings. Thanks, Cheryl, Jason, Linda, and Rita for sharing your listings. We hope this was useful. This conversation has been recorded, and the recording will be published on our YouTube channel. And we'll share that also as an email to everybody who attended. All right, well, this is it for today. I hope this was useful. We enjoy doing that, so please come again. And we'd love to see the updates that you are making on your listings, and we hope to see that it's making a difference for you. Especially, I think you got the memo from now. Work on your images. This is one of the most important things you can do for your listings. All right, on that note, everybody, have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.